Hello and welcome to Angry Andy Reviews, and this is finally my review for Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. So, the main crux of the film is that Indiana Jones and a group of Nazis trying to reignite the Third Reich as it is are searching for a device which will change the course of history. Yes, it's a time travel device. It's what we all feared. It exists. Time travel in this universe alongside interdimensional aliens, ancient knights, weird crystal things that make stuff live, that can make a guy take somebody's heart out, and the Ark of the Covenant, which has evil religious ghosts in it. It's not unbelievable in any way in terms of what we have seen before. But there are certain things about this film which just go beyond the biscuit. So, the film starts off magically back in the 40s. At the end of World War II, we are treated to classic Indiana Jones versus the Nazis kind of action. And for the most part, it is very well done. You really do get a sense of classic Indiana Jones adventures. Is it a bit too ridiculous in terms of some of the CGI that we have on display? Absolutely. The de-aging process is okay, but it's not without its flaws. There are some moments where it just simply comes apart like a bad piece of string. But the action is okay. It's dark though. The action is dark. There's rain. There's a lot of shadows. Clearly designed to cover up some dodgy CGI. It's always a telltale sign in modern movies. If the CGI looks duff, let's make it in the dark. No issues. So, yes, Voller, the evil Nazi scientist who wants this device, it's the Antikythera, which has long been in our real world, has long been a device of mystery. A lot of conspiracy theories around about it. Interesting to read up. Have a look. Type it in Google and see what comes up. It was indeed found on a ship in the middle of the Mediterranean Sea, I believe, and it has been sort of looked at and inspected and tested, and it's not quite as shiny and beautiful as the one we get in this film, but there is some interesting stuff to learn about it. So this film takes a lot of sort of leaps and bounds with what that sort of mechanism is thought to be. And obviously we get into the massive fantastical realms, as we always have done in these films. And it's not the fantastical elements that undermine this film. It is literally, for me, again, the overburdens of CGI. And to be quite honest, some extremely convenient plot devices and plot turns. This film leaps from stupid element to stupid element and just expects you to buy it without really showing you how they do things. The film moves on from the 40s. It appears that Voller has been killed. His head literally gets hit by a pole. It's very reminiscent of the way the villain in Speed gets decapitated at the end. How Voller survives this, I do not fucking know. And immediately, as is often the case, my missus, who has been corrupted into seeing things in the extreme critical eye that I do, turned to me and said, "Well, he's fucking dead, isn't he?" Lo and behold, no, he's not. And he's alive and well in the 60s alongside Indiana Jones, who is this miserable, grouchy old man. Ford plays it well. I might not like it, but Ford does play it well. It is very well done, and the film serves Indiana Jones being this old, grouchy man. I don't like that he's an alcoholic, which they do edge towards. And I do not like a certain few other things. But yes, Voller's perfectly fine. No sign of any injury. He's literally decapitated. The force that his head gets hit in the 40s at the end of the Second World War is fucking extreme. He should be fucking dead, but he's not. He's perfectly fine. Instead, he's there. His de-aging, by the way, is awful, a travesty. But in the 60s, he's perfectly fine. There's no injuries, no scarring. It's just it's just Mads Mikkelsen as he is. Love Mads Mikkelsen, but unfortunately, he does nothing in this film. He is a nothing burger villain. There is nothing to him. There is no charisma that we got from, you know, the villain in The Last Crusade, or Belloc, you know, or even fucking Molaram. There's no charisma. Even Kate Blanchett had a lot of charisma. She's probably the only good thing about the fourth film, to be quite honest. There's no charisma to him. He has nothing. He's just there. He's just there out of necessity to have a villain, unfortunately. And the plot moves on. We're introduced to Helena Shaw, who comes in. This is supposed to be Indy's goddaughter from his friend who was with him in the 40s. Again, these characters are coming thick and fast. Brand new friends, brand new allies that apparently he's known his whole life. We only see them for the first time in this film. And she has some knowledge about the anti-interference mechanism, and she wants it, and she knows Indy's got it. And then there's all this back and forth, you know, oh, they're going to be friends, they're going to be allies, they can go and search for it together. And she betrays him. And this goes on. This goes on. The film moves quite like a breakneck speed, to be quite honest. And yet, it is really, really fucking long. There are long moments where not much really happens, and then we jump straight into chases. We're going through chases. Nothing new in the franchise. We've always had chases. We've always had, you know, searching for the next MacGuffin to move the story along. It's never been an issue before. But here, everything feels flimsy. It feels weightless. Is that down to the CGI? Is that down to convenience? And like I said before, there are many, many conveniences in this fucking film. There are many conveniences that just don't sit well. It feels forced. It feels fake. It feels like writers pushed into a hole that they don't know how to get out of. And there's one particular moment that really is highlighted to me in this film of how the convenience of making sure people get to the place where they should be comes into play. And without spoilers, really, there is a sequence where Helena, Indiana Jones, and Not Short Round, who is a wasted third-rate character in this, he does nothing, absolutely nothing. There is no point in being here. Not Short Round. I'm sorry. Take him out of the film. Write him out. Save yourself, 5 million, something, because you're not making any money at the box office. Take him out. Get rid of him. So yeah, Helena Shaw, Indiana Jones, and Not Short Round are escaping from Nazis on a boat. They've just been on a boat, which we'll get to in a moment, and the Nazis find them somehow in the middle of the ocean, and they're escaping. They're escaping on a boat, and Voller, Mads Mikkelsen, has his binoculars, and he's watching them leave out into the middle of the ocean. There's no land around them at all. They're in the middle of the Mediterranean Sea, the Aegean Sea, wherever else it is, and we cut to the fabulous classic Indiana Jones, you know, the line tracing where they're going across to places. And while they're doing this, Voller's face appears on the map. First time I've ever seen anything like this. His face appears on the map and he goes, "They're heading west." Right? Okay. Good observation. But that happens just as this fucking boat reaches Sicily on the map. So they've gone around the entirety of Italy and landed in Sicily. Somehow, not 5 minutes later, Voller and the entire Nazi brigade are at fucking Sicily at the exact same fucking port at the exact same fucking time as they are. Motherfucker, all you could see was they were heading west. They could have gone fucking anywhere. They could have gone Morocco, North Africa. They could have gone Germany, Switzerland, fucking the United States of America, for all you fucking know again. But no, you realise they've gone to fucking Sicily. Not just the island of Sicily, but this one specific fucking port. Get fucked. Rubbish writing, dog shit, convenience, because you knew you'd written yourself into a fucking hole that you couldn't get out of. And the film has many, many moments like this. It's uneven, it's unbalanced. There is no greater sense of the tonal unevenness in this film than when they're on this boat. There is an ally of Indiana Jones in this film. Again, we've only just been introduced to him, and he gets fucking executed. He's executed, and a couple of minutes later, Helena Shaw's laughing and cracking a joke, like nothing's fucking happened. And Indiana Jones literally says to her, my friend has just fucking died. And she carries on as though nothing's happened. What the fuck? What the fuck? There is... It is enjoyable. I'm not saying it's not enjoyable. I have preferred this film more than the fourth one. Is it better than the 80s films? Absolutely not. But there are enjoyable moments in this film. What doesn't work for me is that the characters don't work. The villain's nothing. The henchman's nothing. Not Short Round is nothing. Helena Shaw herself, she's not terrible by any sense of the word. She's not as bad as a lot of these other fucking reviews and comments have made out. And if you're still with me, believe me on that. She's not as bad as that. What doesn't work is that we don't know what to think of her. I don't know what to think of her after watching this film. She's happy, she's go-lucky, she's adventurous, she's interested in archaeology, and yet she's a mercenary and a con man. She betrays Indiana Jones. She forgives her. She betrays him again. And then she acts like nothing's happened. Indiana Jones's allies are killed, shot, maimed. He's framed as being a fucking murderer. Everything acts like there's nothing wrong. I don't get a sense of who her character is in this film, because I'm not sure the film really knows who she should be in this film. It's all over the place. Tonally, she's all over the place. When she knuckles down and is digging into the archaeology alongside Indiana, that's where we get a full spark. We get a full sense of what her character should be. None of the running around, none of the betrayal, the con artist sucking schemes, none of the, I owe people money in this town, I owe people money in this city, I'm supposed to be married to that fucking dickhead over there. None of that. We don't need that. We don't need that. What we needed, which is what the fourth film was trying to do, was to give us a sense of a character who could take over the reins. Make her grounded, honest, earnest. Maybe she is a bit upset of what happens to her father, going forward. Play with that, but keep her grounded. Keep her like a real person. She doesn't seem like a real person. She seems like an amalgamation of 7 or 8 other characters squoze into one fucking thing, and yet we don't get any sort of value or feel of completion or journey in her character. We don't get a sense of that come the end of the film whatsoever. To be fair, I don't get a sense of completion at the end of this film anyway. I don't like the way the film ends. And I'm not just talking about the way that it massively jumps the shark. I just don't like the way the film ends at all. It feels flat. It feels a bit forced. We had a quality ending in the third film. We had, despite the flaws of the fourth film, we had a quality ending in the fourth film that felt earned and justified and reasonable. In this, because of what we're told has happened with Indiana Jones's life, because of what we're told has happened with his son, which Jesus H. Christ is akin to Poochie in The Simpsons, needing to go back to his home planet and him dying on the way there. I'm telling you now, it is that equivalent, and I will argue the toss with anybody who says it's not. It is literally that explanation. He died on the way back to his home planet. That's it, he's gone. Oh well, move on. We don't deal with it enough. We don't sit there and deal with it enough. And come the end of the film, where we are given, again, this supposed to be this emotional sort of ending, it doesn't hit. It doesn't feel earned. And it's well done as well, which is what is really upsetting. The way they finish off this film is filmed and shot and acted really well, but it doesn't work because it hasn't earned the right to do that fucking ending throughout the film. It's a massive shame, and yeah, I've not really talked much more about the plot. Suffice to say, it is what it is. It is fetch quests across. Indiana Jones has always done this, moving from one piece to another to try and locate an artifact. I'm not arguing that. I'm not saying that it shouldn't be that. We get to specific points, we do certain things. A lot of it is done by convenience. The villains do nothing. Harrison Ford is really good. In an age where, nostalgia is running rampant and overbearing some projects, it's not a terrible. It's uneven. It's tonally a mess. It's floppy. It's rigid in some places, floppy in others. I I just no. I like it, and yet I don't like it. I am very much in the middle on this one. Very much on the middle of this one. I know I will never see this film again. Hand on heart, I will never watch this film again because I don't feel like I need to. Honestly, I don't. It's one of those films. I've seen it, fine, it exists, but it's done for me. Like Jurassic Park 3, don't need to see it ever again. I'm done with it. It is what it is. It's there. I don't care. I get a sense of that with this. And is this the reason why? It's been a couple of weeks now since it's been released. Obviously, this review's late. I'm waffling on a bit now, but I'm keen to discuss, is this the reason why the film isn't doing very well? Yes, at the time of recording, it has technically broke even in terms of matching the budget of what the film was budgeted to be made for, but that doesn't count in advertisements and fucking shipping the film out to cinemas. This film still has a fucking long way to go before it even gets anywhere close to being profitable, which is a shame. Why is that? The strength of this character alone, is that not enough? Is that not enough? What do people want to see these days in movies? Clearly, it isn't this. So, yeah, weird ending aside, it massively jumps the shark. It's laughable actually, how fucking ridiculous it actually is. It's not what the hell. It is literally Jesus H Christ, what is going on kind of thing. But yeah, I'm very much sat in the middle on this, and for me, I am going to have to give this a 5 out of 10. Because I am in that middle ground. It's bang average. It doesn't do very much. It's not game changing. It doesn't do anything for me, for the character. I don't buy a lot of what happens. Yeah, what a shame. What a real shame. The opportunity was there, and I feel like that opportunity has been wasted. There you are, 5 out of 10. God knows how this review is going to play back, because I do feel like I went off on a tangent. But that's what I seem to do lately these days when I'm doing these kind of reviews on the fly. Hopefully it won't be too long before I am back in the Fortress of Rage, and I can settle down and sort of do these reviews a little bit better. I do thank you for sticking with me. There has been an influx of subscribers, and I'm very grateful to all of you that have subscribed, that do like the videos and do comment. So please do. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment. What did you think? Have you seen this film? I'm pretty sure most of you will have, which is, again, interesting why the box office isn't really taking off. Everyone I've spoken to seems to have seen this film and has very varying opinions. So please, by all means, do leave a comment. Let me know what your thoughts are. Is this film better or worse than the fourth one? Is this film better or worse than, the original three? Yeah, let me know. Thumbs up, comment, subscribe to the channel for more reviews like this. I appreciate all of you. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.